5, 4. Good old regular gear. 2, 1. Running Aldrachi. And Cycle of Hatred pre-stacking still works, so I did I-Beam, meta I-Beam. See, I have 3 Cycle of Hatred stacks. Ideally, I'd have 4, but apparently I let my stack fall there. Now, the tank's going to get this grouped, but I'm going to drop my Sigil first, and I'm just going to be Chaos Striking to cleave off any extra souls I can cleave off. I'm going to set my focus on this, kick one of these bolts, and I'm going to hunt on the big guy. I blur when I hunt, just because threat's probably sus here. I throw my potion, and I do my first Reaver's Glaive combo. I spam out my Immolation Auras, and I'm going to I-Beam. I'm going to throw my next Glaive. I'm going to do this combo, then I meta. And I'm going to stun here, pick up my souls, and throw another Glaive before I do my I-Beam combo again. Now, watch the circles on the ground. I Fear Sigil for another soul. I should probably go and kick that Obliterator in, but I kicked the close one. The Halkias ad's going to die now, so I need to put my mark on something else. Which I don't actually... I need one more soul. So now I can go put it on the Houndmaster. That destruction sound is something I need to get rid of, because that's every time the spell goes out. Sorry, I just set that up. Now, this is obviously a small pull, so I'm just using the absolute minimum of what I can do for souls, which, granted, right now I don't even have enough for a glaive. I'm going to stun these orbs out. I'm going to stun before they're all down. Okay. Well, unfortunate. They stunned early, so I don't get the souls from the first 6. This affix is really good for Aldrachi if you can be getting the stuns on them, because they can spawn souls. And I'm just not Reaver's Glaving there, saving for going into a much bigger pull, where the damage will be a lot more effective. If he pulls that, I'll kick. Not pulling that, so I'll kick this one. Same thing here, just gonna, until it's grouped, Chaos Strike to get souls. Gonna throw my Reaver's Glaive here. Hunt. Press my Immo Aura. And I'm gonna swap my Glaive onto the Houndmaster now. I'm gonna kick that in. Stun here for souls. Throw another Reaver's Glaive. And I'm just pumping into the Houndmaster. The Houndmaster has this buff that reduces the damage Gargans take by 25% while he's alive, so you do not want to hit a Gargan until the Houndmaster's dead. He's about to die, so I'm going to swap my mark to the Obliterator, so I don't just lose my mark here. I'm going to save my meta for the next pull at this point. Obliterator is dead as well, and we should be going in. Just going to Misery for the soul. Sigil of Flame for the soul. Yeah. Kick that guy in. I don't have anything for that. Got those 2 singles. I blur. I'm gonna Nova now. Meta, reset, throw another Reaver's Glaive, combo again. Get my interrupt, Immo Aura, I-Beam. I'll get another soul here. And as soon as I pick that up, throw. Big damn pumpy. Death Sweep before I Sigil Spite here, get my kick. Immo Aura on cooldown, because Pack's not dead yet.
Beware.
Get a backflip out. Now, Hunt is up, so I throw my Glaive, stop moving, in case I pick up souls. And I Hunt, which will then give me my next Reaver's Glaive. And I'm not throwing another here. This mob's going to die. One last Sigil of Flame for a soul. Chaos Striking to get souls. Waiting for my group to start moving, just in case of any shenanigans, before I pick up my souls. Now, I have 13 souls again, of Reaver's Glaive on me. Basically, I have like 3 throws of Reaver's Glaive in a row, stacked up. So shitloads of damage. Sorry, chat, still not going to be looking at you for a while. Hitting the Houndmaster here. Unless he pulls that Slasher in, then I'll swap to that. Spam my Immo Auras. I got too many procs in a row, so I'm just going to do this. Swapping my mark now. I'm just hitting a Gargan for damage. Cleaving off souls. Waiting for him to pull this next pull. Gotta go back for that little antenna. Swapping back to a Houndmaster again. making sure I've moved over so I could cleave into that Dark Blade as well, just for an extra target for the Fury of the Aldrachi on that buff Blade Dance. And we're going to be going to a new pull soon. These mobs are DR'd, so I'm not spending a Reaver's Glaive here. Mark was out till the mob died. Gonna hunt. Get the kick on that. Okay. Wow, that was not good. I'm gonna hit another Nova on these when more of them are down. It's gonna be a ton of souls for me. Gonna put my mark on the big guy here. Set focus and interrupt bolts. I'm just gonna imprison, stop that Siphon Life. Any AoE stops will work. But none was getting used. I just pressed Blur, so Blur will be up when this goes off.
Beware.
They're just not using stops or anything.
Kick.
Kick that. Gonna Vengeful here for the buff on this Pirate Blade Dance. Sigil of Flame. Not moving, so I don't pick up souls, so I can hunt. And then IB me. Just throwing my CCs on those to get them all done. Saved souls for whatever we're going into next. If we're gonna sit here and AFK wait for this boss to spawn, which I don't think we're doing, I think we're going for a pull over here. As soon as he pulls, I'm Sigil of Flaming from ranged. I'm gonna use Nova, so threats less sus. Blade Dance, Immoauras. Only gonna use 3, which is a habit I'm trying to form lately. And I think we're going straight into boss when it's up, based on how we're moving, so I'm just gonna save my souls here, not blow up my own funnel. And in we go. I believe. So, do my combo, meta. Throw another Reaver's Glaive, Annihilation, Death Sweep again, Nova for souls, throw another Glaive, Chaos Strike. That one, stun that one. And then here, I'm gonna throw another Reaver's Glaive now. Hunt. Should have done that earlier, but it's okay. Now, if the beams are ever bad here, you could just Fel Rush straight through them. Kind of like that. Now, that was just kind of showing it for the sake of it. Not because I actually needed to do it in that case. And that toss does do a full group-wide hit. I don't think it's ever going to be at the level that it'll kill you, but if you're low for some reason, like you stood in glass before it's getting thrown, slam health pot or netherwalk or something, because it does like 40% of my health on this key, 30%. So on a push key, it'll probably be like 60% of your health. I'm saving this Vengeful until, so I'll use it now. Convenient with the I-Beam, and it's still buffing my Powered Death Sweep. I'm gonna, again, Nova on these for souls. I'll Fear as well. Kick that other one. Reapply my mark now that it's falling off. On single target, I'm basically just spending the minimum. Gonna grab my orbs there. So I'm going into my I-Beam window. And I'm just spending my Reaver Glaive's minimum here, because it's pure single target. I don't have any funnel, no burst phase or anything. So I'm just throwing my Reaver's Glaive and refreshing in the last couple seconds to build up as many souls as I can for after this. Right here, my hunt's coming up, so I'm not moving, even though I have souls down. I refresh that, and now I'll grab my souls. I'm actually going to save meta for the next pull here, just because the boss is pretty low, and this is a low enough key that I don't really care. If this was a higher key and the boss wasn't going to be dead so soon, I'd press meta, but in this case, I won't. I don't want to I-beam over here, so I'm going to Fell Rush through. That was unfortunate, because it did the turn at the same time. Saving my Amoras here for the next pull, because again, we're going to be going into AoE. For one last Reaver's Glaive. And I have a bunch of Reaver's Glaives for this pull, plus I have meta. Now, again, he's going in, I'm dropping Sigil of Flame. That's just going to generate me a soul. And then I'll pot here. I'll use 2 Emmos. 3 if I get it. I'm actually not gonna meta right now, because he's not pulling anything else. If normally people pull into something else here, but like it was kind of like already dead, so that was weird.
A gift of power.
Melding for threat. Good luck to me. Throw my glaive and hunt. Meta. Throw another glaive. Use my combo. Sigil of Spite. I-beam. Pack is dead pretty much already. Gonna swap targets here just to start evening them out. Normally this area gets pulled a lot bigger than it has been. It's a bit disappointing, but it's okay.
Kick.
No. I'm gonna swap my mark onto this thing in a second here.
Kick. Kick.
Just setting your focus on an Obliterator and getting your focus kicks on that. They don't hurt too much, but there's nothing else for kicking here. And you just kind of kick on cooldown, really. I'll kick next.
Kick.
Rat behavior? Dude, the guy doesn't know what he's pulling. I'm sorry, but... Wait, what pack is this? Where did this come from? Oh, I didn't know there was one of these guys patrolling. Okay, I'm just gonna meta here, I guess. I don't... We're pulling everything so tiny in this area. It's not a good feeling.
Kick.
Gotta kick the far one
Kick.
in. Gonna vengeful here, so I have initiative for this blade dance. That guy walked right into that pack. That is good for my overall.
Kick.
And I'm just chain spending my glaives, hitting that blade dance before that goes off. Gonna stun for souls here. And Sigil of Flame one more time just to get a soul there.
Kick.
I already have initiative, so I'm not using my Vengeful in this one.
My power is transcendent.
Just trying to keep them even here.
Kick. Kick.
And yet we're doing double slasher. Okay. Like, look at the sick, nasty funnel that's just sitting over there. I'm gonna swap between these intermittently just to keep them about even on HP. Full clear? I don't even know if we have enough count. We full cleared the wrong stuff. Maybe we'll go back to do count after, who knows.
My power is transcendent. Share in it.
Another glaive there just because Hunt was up early. Probably should have saved that one still, but I have tons of glaives here. Ads will be coming in pretty soon on this, so spam out all my immolation auras. Throw my pot. And I'm going to save my glaives until now. So, throw this here. Pick that one in. Throw another glaive and do another combo. And you don't want to be in that circle, because anyone that's in the circle, when it freezes the main guy, now gets frozen as well. Did not work like this in previous expansions, but works like that now for some reason, so fuck it. And now, outside of when ads are up, I'm just refreshing my Reaver's Mark late to spend as little Reaver glaives as I can when the ads are not alive.
Beware.
I'm gonna wait for the new ad set to spawn still. It's gonna be coming now.
A gift.
Beware.
Stun all those. Hit my Hunt before I pick up a soul. And I'm good again on my soul count.
Beware.
Again, spending late here.
Beware.
Pick one of the far ones in. Stunning. Blur on this mechanic for sure. Probably would have been a better Netherwalk angle, honestly, but I should have a lot of souls down.
Beware.
My power is transcendent. Share in it.
Gonna save meta for next pull. This boss is basically dead. So again, you don't want to be in that circle. Anyone that's in it gets frozen. Hitting a Sigil of Flame there to make sure I get a soul out. Waiting a second for him to figure out what he's going to do for a pull. Is he pulling out or are we going in? He is pulling out. And we're not lining big.
Kick.
Gonna set a thing there, and I kicked the one that was at the back because it was very unlikely anyone was really gonna get that. I'm also gonna swap to a Houndmaster now because their health bars are pretty far ahead of everything else due to how this was pulled. Melding there, because threat's an issue, swapping to the higher health one.
Of power.
And just saving glaives, because again, this is all dead. Sigil of Flame for a soul. Just Chaos Striking. Generating souls. Always generating.
Kick.
Setting my kick on the Obliterator. The Collector to be stunned out.
Kick.
Whereas the Obliterator needs to be kicked. And after spending my combo, I will Immol Aura. I don't have many glaives, so I'm getting one unempowered Blade Dance between before throwing my glaive again.
Kick. Kick.
Okay, we're doing this one now too. Gonna swap the high health one and just kinda even cleave at this point. Gonna Fear Sigil for one more soul before the mobs that are fearable die. Because you can't fear these slashers. Got Blade for souls to heal me.
Is transcendent. Share in it.
I'm not gonna press meta. Might as well actually. And a boss anyway. Not gonna press Sigil of Flame because the mob might die before it even hits. I think it would have. Sigil of Flame. And as always, Chaos Strike before Blade Dance, regardless of target count. Hitting a Vengeful to buff up my sweep there. Gonna try to wait a second to pick up this orb. Those are my crit orbs from Antenna, and I just wanted to get my I-beam window back. I'm also gonna hunt first here, just to generate that glaive.
A gift of power.
From this point forward, I'm probably gonna spend minimal glaives because I'm not sitting on a large count, and you do want to lob for this next pull. Very good for grinding that mob down, as killing a phase early saves a lot of time when you skip a 30% heal on him. And you're always looking for where the canister is in the room while you're doing your rotation. We see the next canisters over here on my mouse there, so looking to play around there. Don't have to cancel out I-beam, but I can double jump and glide out of it to get out of it quickly enough. Pinging because he's not even moving. I'm just gonna press meta on cooldown here so it comes up in time for the next mini boss.
A gift of power.
My glaive, refreshing. Taking out my souls for Fury. Only going to throw one more Reaver's Glaive in this fight, which will be right now. That should be my last Reaver's Glaive and my last Immora. Everything else gets saved for the next pull. Still gonna press I-Beam here. And kill the boss.
My power is transcendent.
Their pain shall enlighten
Type to this guy to tank on the ads, because this mob will die way faster if you do that, and people like bringing them up there for absolutely zero reason. I don't know why people go line of sight. You're not line of sighting anything. This is actually starting to... What are we doing? Gonna stun for souls here. We're just standing here. I told him to tank on the ads, man. And Display of Power gives you a 30% damage buff, so you want to get 2 Reaver Glaives out in this window, and you're gonna see, like, I'm gonna get a massive Boonicore tick here. 31.6 mil. Throw another. Get 1 more Death Sweep off. I use my Purge, Stun, and Interrupt on orbs there. And it's just, yeah. If we had done this correctly and pulled him on the ads right away, he wouldn't have got this last heal off. We would have already been going to the next boss room. And you can just see DH dam in this section. Absolutely insane. I did 60% of our group's damage to that mini-boss, by the way. 256 million of it wounded quarry. Pressing Sigil of Flame and picking it up, making sure I don't lose these stacks. This guy's saying he needs mana, but, yeah, tank does not care.
I am losing my patience.
Looking and seeing where the toss is.
A gift.
You are no match for my power. You are beneath my contempt.
Not so many to get mana.
I am losing my patience. You are no match for my
So on single target, what you want to be doing, typically, is spending where you're going to have... My next Blade Dance will not be empowered. You can see my Thrill of the Fight buff. So I'm going to use Blade Dance. I'm going to throw my Glaive. Still in the Thrill of the Fight buff because it double dips. It gets the 15% damage bonus twice. This could be weird. I'm going to meta. And same thing here. Unempowered Death Sweep. And then, because the timing is too tight on this one, I'm just going to use it empowered. The next one will be an unempowered Death Sweep. This one's unempowered. And I'm going to throw Glaive now. Standing in between 2 of them like this means you can see we only have 3 sucks instead of 4. I'm getting the ones from this statue and this statue because of where I'm standing. And you take the same damage as if you're only getting 1. So you can reduce, all on your own, a quarter of your group's damage intake there. And DH is one of the best soaker anyway. So you always want to do that. Stand right in the hitbox between 2 of the pillars, and you can get 2 of them. In an ideal group, no matter what, it should be the DH doing 1, unless you have like a Death Knight with a defensive, sure, and the tank should always be doing the other. Are we trying to apply the buff before I-Beam? In AoE, yes. In single target, no. You try to get Thrill to fight instantly, but only in AoE. So again, I'm going to take these 2 here. I stand inside the hitbox, and I'll be getting where the tank is trying to soak, and this... Guys. You guys stupid? None of you... Sorry for my frustration, but like... I've never seen nobody move that before, and I was literally soaking two of them.
You are beneath my contempt.
Boss is almost dead, so I'm actually just going to be chain spending. As soon as I spend my power, I throw Blade again, I-beam, and I'm going to get another one here very soon.
Pitiful wretches.
Glaive, spend, pick up soul, throw glaive, spend,
Patience.
boss dies, GG. And that's 8 mil overall in a very slowly pulled Pug. Crazy that we almost didn't time that key, but like, wow, that had to be pulled so much bigger than it was. Regular Aldrachi talents. Gear is 702. Of course I have 4-piece. You see stats and everything here. Astral Antenna and Empowering Crystal, just what I have. Astral Antenna's Biss. Crystal is not. There's nothing special going on there. And damage breakdown. Played optimally. You should see Fury of the Aldrachi at the top all the time. Wounded Quarry should be second or third under Soul Scar. Just something in this range with IP fourth. And yeah, I mean that's how it's done. The big things to look for too for like soul generation is like how many sigil spites did you get? I got 29 in a 30-minute key, which is like pretty much perfect. Hunts in a 30-minute key, it should be 20-ish, 19 probably. And I have, you gotta check on the single target hit. I have 20 actually, so like perfect as well. Nova, I have 28, and that was on 130 hits. You have a 30% chance per hit, at least on stunnable mobs, to get a soul. You can assume a lot of those were on non-stunnable mobs, probably somewhere around 110. And that's about 33 souls, which you can think of as 5.5 Reaver's Glaives, so significant on damage.